Yikes. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Let's see, get the comments up and all that. Hi, Denise. Where's Mount Pinos, California? Pinos. I've never heard of that before. Yeah, I'm just curious. What airport do you fly into? Let's start with that. Okay. Okay, yes, it's gonna be hot today in this area. This whole week is hot. And John is golfing this afternoon and tomorrow. And I don't know if you remember. Oh, I wish I had it with me right now. It is right below the hill. Hey, go get me your neck thing. Okay. Anyways, John just told me where it is. Sorry. Okay, so anyways, gosh, these were the rage maybe 15 years ago, but made I called a neck weiner that you tie and then you soak in water here, John, and then it stays cool for what would you say about 5 hours, 4 hours?
About that, yeah.
Yeah, and it's got like these, oh shoot, these beads in it. Well, here, I'll go to the document camera that blow up and then they stay cold. So I don't even know what they're called. I'm sure they're not called neck wieners, but that's what I call it. Okay. Oh, hey, Carol. I heard the show was pretty good. Now, wait, I am like completely discombobed. I wasn't ready for that. Okay. So today we're going to do the loop stitch and I'll show you a variation. I'm not going to sew it for you, but I want to talk about when you look at instructions. And this was my biggest downfall. I didn't really look at instructions when you have a book. I would go, oh, well, blah, 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 and not pay attention. So I'm going to talk about that. And we are at the end. I'm going to tell a story that makes my heart explode. It's a very sad story, but it wraps up with angels amongst us. You know, when the world's fallen apart, there is goodness. There is goodness, and people need help, et cetera, et cetera. But I don't want to give that away. So what I have done is I have really, really, really jumped into Sue Spargo, one of her kits. And gosh, I am not a kit person. I'm just not. And so reading the instructions are making my brains explode. But I am telling you right now, if this isn't cute, I don't know what is. And I'm learning new stitches. Um, One is the bumblebee. Well, no, I know how to do it. We're going to be doing that. It's a loop stitch we're going to be doing pretty soon. And then I've learned, let's see, what else? I did learn some other things on this. I think the main thing was this guy here. So, anyways, I'm having a ball doing this. It takes time. And yeah. Okay, Carol, Sue who. So that's what I was working on all weekend. And there's nine little animals. It's like called creatures and critters or something like that. And the whole thing is like 20 inches square when you're done with it. It's let me go grab it. Okay? Let me go grab it, Nicole. Um, Where's the book? Shoot. It's go to oh shoot. I don't know where my book is. Oh, here it is. Right here. All right. This is the book. Critters and Creatures. Critters and Clover. Ah, and then here's the whole quilt. And while I am not used to doing other people's patterns, boy, I am learning a lot. So, yeah, oh, 23 by 23. It's as cute as it can be, all right? Then the next thing I want to show you is my piece for the Sakwa auction. There we go. It was supposed to be 12 by 12. Of course, mine's 13 by 13. I don't know how to follow instructions. I'm going to hold it up and get back so you guys can see it. This was super fun to do because I have I'm all into embroidery. I pieced this a while back, but I decided to add a bunch of embroidery. Beads are in here. There is a lot of handwork on this whole thing. A lot. I'm kind of sad to give it up, but then I guess that's good that because that means I must love it to pieces, right? Oh, Susan, yeah, working on the Tencel kit. That they actually said that's her Christmas one, Sue Spargo. Let me back. And if you work on that, if you love that, you will love this. It's kind of the same ilk. Yeah. I just when mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. And when I'm stitching, I'm very happy. Okay, so you know how much, and if you don't, I love this stupid product of ours, okay? It's a Quilter Select. This side is a wool cutting mat, and then there's secret stuff in between. And then, oh no, this is an ironing mat, sorry. And then this is the cutting mat. And with this super stuff in between, the cutting mat will not warp when I use the wool. And so what that means is when I'm on my big table and I've got the giganto cutting mat, but I don't want to go over to the iron, I can just put this straight down on my cutting mat and I can iron and I know nothing is going to get wrecked. Well, I use it for something else too. I use it when I'm working on this because I can put it in my lap. I can put pins, like pins in it, the needle I just used, and those actual signs have nothing to do with it, but they stuck on there and I put it right there so I know where to put it. But alas, 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 somebody else has found it. And there went my stitching for the day. So I had to open up another one, which I bought, okay? Get hers in a chair with that. So it's a great cat resting stool too. Show and tell. A woman named Hi, and I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, HEI, recycled part of a leather couch, if you can believe it. And I can't really tell. This was sent to me by one of you guys with what that heart is, if there's a heart that's been stamped on it or whatever. But it's also that cork product that C&T sells, and then a batik lines it. But if that isn't the, you know, ultimate upcycle, I don't know what is. And then this is Priscilla on Facebook. This made me happy. I'm very picky about panels. Very picky. And my friend Cindy McChesney has a few books on doing panels. But this, like if a kid were going away to college or something, you got to be kidding. And I just thought it was cute. I had to pull it in. And then if you find you're getting stuck on things, I love what Tracy's doing. And it's basically fabric collage. She must have pieced, well, I don't know what she pieced and what she collaged, but that is a really fun way to do things that are exciting and wonderful. Okay, then Melody. I did these a couple days ago. Oh my gosh, I started laughing. Look at that frog. Can we stand it? I love that frog. I like her frog better than my frog. And this just kicked me in the pants. And it took me 30 seconds to realize there was a gnome house down to the bottom right, or a mushroom house or whatever. These are so much fun. And actually, I apologize. I forgot to get on the forum and see if there were more things posted. My bad. And then I got an email and I didn't write down who it was from, but it was somebody in Canada. I'm sorry. You'll see why my weekend got cuckoo. And there was a Canada show. And she took some pictures of, I think I have 3 or 4 quilts, and I think they are just absolutely spectacular. So this is by Wanda, and it's called After the Fires. Oops, not that one. I'll do this one. That is astonishing, that quilt. Just astonishing. And like she sent some close-ups too. And I love how the little pink is starting to break up through Mother Earth to reestablish itself as a beautiful place as Canada is. Okay, this is Curious Luna, and this is captured of a photo of a rescue fox. And she said she's working with Roxanne Nelson's pictorial quilting class. Okay. Wait till you see this, guys. Oh, look at those eyes. Eyes can make it or break it. Wow. Okay, this is Bad Boy of the Bluffs, and I'm like, "Oh, no, this isn't about penguins." And then I thought, "Well, what do I know about penguins? I've never really gotten up and close and personal." I think you'll all enjoy this. Oh, yeah, it could be a penguin. Look at the hair feathers. Shoosh. Nest is a home. Oh, 40th wedding anniversary. And I love this, that it is inspired by an 1885 piece, and that's where I get a lot of my inspiration too. So let's take a look at that. Isn't that lovely? So, Canada, you are absolutely rocking it, rocking it. So, this is what we're going to do today. But I think I have a couple other things to show you first. This is what I'm going to show you. And I'm going to talk about reading patterns in a stitch book because that was a big lesson for me. Okay. Then, while I'm looking for pictures for variations of the loop stitch, I fell into the internet, and I love these. Absolutely love these. Here we go. I can't believe hoop art is back. For any of you that've been around for any time, yeah. And this has come up a couple times in my feed. And look, you guys, those are just little straight stitches, and it's the alphabet. How absolutely simple is this? Sorry, I'm on my stitch journey and you're getting dragged along, like it or not. Oh my gosh. I believe a woman in Mexico made this, and she had a bunch of them. I mean, it's just, oh my gosh. Oh, this one slays me. Completely slays me. I think that this is one of the freshest, cutest things um, that I've seen. Okay, that was a chai good luck in Hebrew, Trudy says. Um, I have a hard time with hoop art because it just brings back PTSD. But while looking through all this on the internet and getting completely sucked into the vortex of the whole thing, I found this stitch. So I never seen this before. It looks super easy. I mean, you put out those spokes, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, it would have to be odd. It would have to be an odd number of spokes, and you can see how it's marked above, and then weave, 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 and then the center is French knot, French knot, French knot, which we will be doing next week. I mean, this is so simple. It's so simple, and I completely would have missed it. So again, we're doing the loop stitch, and the loop stitch are on the leaves of this of the thing we're working on. And let me go grab it. Mine were pretty bad, to tell you the truth. Mine were pretty bad. Oh. But do you think I care? No, not at all. So let's take a look at it. There we go. And this might even be a double Van Dyke, but this is a good one to start on. Let's take a look here, camera. I believe in the pattern, we said loop stitch. I gotta get rid of that picture. And it's right in here. But I think this might also be a double Van Dyke, but I would start with the loop stitch, okay? It's easier. And I want to talk about the pattern in the book, in my book. And there's patterns in all sorts of books for this. But what I learned and I'm going to do it here in a minute, but what I learned was that I really wasn't paying attention to the illustrations when I was trying to learn different patterns, different stitches. There's some very intricate things going on here. Of course, I'm doing it left-handed. This book also shows right-handed. This is, oh, the book that costs $1 million, but it's in a lot. It's in the books. So, okay, I draw 2 lines, and I'm gonna do that in a moment, and then I'm gonna come up in the center, and then I'm gonna go under straight across, and when I'm coming up in the center, notice that the needle is down just a little bit from where it came out originally. But this is where I would get in trouble. So, I come up over here, and then go I go under that top stitch, and then the needle goes over the bottom stitch. This is where I would get all screwed up. I would, like, not really pay attention to what the illustration was doing, and I think that once you really dial in to what the illustration, I mean, really pay attention, you're gonna be home free with learning new stitches, okay? But here's another stitch that you might wanna start with the loop stitch, but this is the Van Dyke stitch right here. And basically, it's not the same thing, but it is, because now you're just going through 2 things on top. But again, and then you got this beautiful braid here. Beautiful. So, but I would definitely start with the loop stitch for sure, for sure. Okay? So, let me get my once I learn a stitch, I can forget how to do it, but then I just go back to my book and I look at it, and honestly, that's what I had to do, people. So, let's get you out of the way. Yeah, we're gonna learn French knot, and we're gonna learn bullion next week. This is the hardest stitch. If you do this right here. If you do not have a sashiko needle or a bullion needle, you're gonna be SOL on this, okay? And the reason is it's the way the needle is shaped. If you have a needle like a regular embroidery needle, at the end where the eye is, it goes out a little bit, and you're gonna wanna slit your wrists when you're doing this. So you must get your hands on that. Sue would tell you to get a bullion needle. I'm using sashiko needles, and I'm perfectly happy with that. In fact, I find it a perfect go-to. All right, there it is there. So yeah, next Monday, after we've had a wonderful 4th of July weekend, that's what we're going to do. So, note that I do have my book right next to me here, because I'm still not completely confident on this. But here it is, right here. All right. On mine, um, the boo-boo I made was, I think I went too skinny. Okay. And it got shifted to one side or the other. It didn't go down the middle. I think I went a little too skinny. All right. But you know what? So what? Who cares, right? Really, truly, who cares? So I'm going to mark, okay, one of these is dead. I think it's that one. I just had to order some more. Here we go. I love this. I go on and on about this pen because it will disappear. You can erase with this if you do a line you don't like. And the problem with this particular thing is that you will run out of this before you run out of this. And so we actually designed a pen that is just all this. All right. So here I've got my, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it in felt tip pen so you guys can see it, but I would never do that for real. You understand that? Never. Never, ever, 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 ever. Okay. There, now we can see it. Again, don't do it with a felt tip pen. But that's how she did it. So I'm going to come up in the middle. All right. And then, just like the instructions, I'm not coming straight across from this. I'm coming down about a 1/16 of an inch. Okay. And then I'm going straight across. All right. And then this is going to go down and under, and this is going to go through here. See right there. This is the stuff I never paid attention to and how I would get in so much trouble. Keeping it, ow, ow. Did I get blood? And then I'm gonna give it a little pull. Then I'm gonna go through again, just down about a 16th of an inch. I might even go up a little bit. And you can do this as packed as you want or as loose as you want. So then I'm gonna go down across, bring this down here. I'm trying to keep my hand out of the way. Ah, come on, baby. I'm gonna maneuver you a little bit. Okay. And then I'm gonna go down and across. And once you do about 4 or 5 of them, you are home free. Under this, over this. Okay. And so forth. And that looks kind of crappy. Keeping it real, people, keeping it real. And then you just work your way down. I probably didn't pull that tight enough. And you just, I didn't tighten that enough. There we go. That's better. Down. Okay, I've got it memorized. Oh dear. And so forth. Okay. And then again, if you want to do something a little more complex, there's this one too. By the way, I really like this book. If you don't have to get the left-handed and you get the right-handed embroidery companion, it's normal price. It's just these left ones are like hen's teeth. Okay? So you got some work. You got to do the center of the little leaves. There, give it a little pull. Look how sloppy that is on top. But am I going to pull it out? Heck no. All right. Okie dokie dokie. Okay. So this story is very, very sad that I'm going to share, but it's also very, very uplifting. Okay. A friend of my daughter's, I'll tell you her name, Jennifer. And they're like in their mid 40s. She taught with Adair, and Jennifer actually did some beautiful charcuterie trays for parties that I would have. They found out her husband has brain cancer, and it's the kind that you don't survive because the way I understand it, it's like it's all over, just like little this and that and that. And when somebody's going through something like this, everybody's like, "Tell me what I can do for you. Tell me what I can do." And the caregiver, Jennifer, is just trying to survive. And so Adair, I don't want to say she lost touch with her, but the end of the school year was insane. And so she immediately caught up with Jennifer and said, "What can we do for you?" And and she said, "Okay, I've been to Jennifer's house. Her house is impeccable. Impeccable." I was actually picking up a charcuterie tray, and that's where I met her husband. Um, Her backyard had not been touched since he was diagnosed. And the backyard was one of her havens where she would go. And because of the cancer and all that, she's gotten into medication and would love to escape. So Adair said, "Okay, let's do it. Let's put it on Facebook and we will get a party together." Here's a before. I mean, it's just a mess, okay? And so people started signing up. Thank you, Barbara. People started signing up left and right to do something. And I thought that this was brilliant. All right. I said, they took a collection pot to be able to pay for things. And I said, "Look, I am not going to pull weeds. I am not. But if there's anything you need that day, I can be in my car and be over there in 30 seconds." But look what they did. They took the garden and made it into zones. And then those post-it notes tell you the level of difficulty. All right. So nobody had to ask. You just go look here, you grab a post-it note, and there you go. So here are some of the workers having at it. Um, Neighbors came over. There were bags from the city. I don't know who called, but they came and got all the compost for free. Okay, take a good look. All right. And there's even another zone on that side of the house. And in there, they put a little boxes where she can do her herbs. It, other than building this furniture right here, it was all done by noon. She had a chicken coop that she cleans out once a year, and it hadn't been cleaned for a year. And so I don't know how many pounds, like 800 pounds of sand had to be moved from it and the whole thing. Jennifer is a very private person, um, keeps to herself, and I think she walked out in the midst of this and was speechless. Absolutely speechless. I had said to my gardener, if her husband dies before Saturday, can you go and we will pay you? Well, he didn't. And I mean, we're at the end now with him. I want to show you the angels among us. Look at that. Look at that. If that doesn't give you faith in all the crappiness that's going on right now, it's instances like this that make you realize that we are pretty decent human race. Yeah. There were grandpas that came over. They said, my son can't come, but I'm going to come. I know, Barbara, it's tears. And I wanted to show this because I said to my daughter, I said, this is such an extraordinary event, extraordinary that you can't even. So thank God that Adair said, what can we do? And Jennifer said, look at my backyard. Angels, I thank you. All right. I know, right? I know. So what I want to tell you is that that's kind of a hard segue there, I Barbara's going to be on Thursday with our block of the month because Friday is the 4th of July. You will, of course, be getting out. You'll be getting newsletters and notices from us. I don't know. Kristen's checking. I don't know if Dee's doing anything on Saturday, but if you get our newsletter, you know what's going on. Yeah. So, thank you, angels. I want you all to have a wonderful week. And I will give you on next Monday, I'm going to show you the bullion and the French knot. And if you don't have the right kind of needle, you are going to weep. So get the right kind of needle. Again, you can get a Sashiko. We have some in the store. Sue Spargo uses the bullion needle. I love the Sashiko. I could use the Sashiko for every single thing we're doing here. Yeah. Thank you for letting me steer away from quilting and tell you a story about wonderful people. Okay. Anyways, take care. See you next Monday. If you live in the United States, it's 4th of July weekend, and be mindful because we are in, dry, 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 dry where we live, and nobody appreciates illegal fireworks, especially people's dogs. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Okay. Take care. Be safe. And I really appreciate you people more than you'll ever know. Thanks for choosing to spend your time with me. Okay, Susan had a quick question. Do you create the loop stitch through all the layers or just the top of the wool? You probably just the top of the wool. I don't think it really matters because the whole thing's going to be backed at some point. Whatever works best for you, Susan. I don't think it's this or that. We don't have batting in there yet or anything like that. If you have questions, go to the forum. I try and check. I'm not good. Some of you are excellent and answer questions, and you can help each other out. Yeah. Yep.